Language models such as ChatGPT have attracted a lot of attention. In this video we explain very simply how language models work. When we look at ChatGPT, it seems almost magical. We get an answer to all kinds of questions that we have. But there's no magic behind ChatGPT, even if that would be pretty cool. Large language models are trained with huge amounts of texts in order to learn and imitate the way that language works. The intuition behind the learning process for LLMs is quite simple. The model learns the meaning of words by seeing millions of examples. The model knows, for example, about cats because some of the example texts are about cats. And the model saw lots of sentences that describe what cats are and what they do. The model is then able to determine the statistical probability of word combinations. Our model knows that the word cat and sleeps go well together, but cat and barks do not. The real example sentences for language models are of course much longer and usually consist of real texts from the internet and come from sites such as Wikipedia. This is also one of the reasons why ChatGPT often has a clever answer to basic questions, but is often a bit lost when it comes to very specific topics. It is also important to understand how these models are able to read language in the first place. In order for a language model to be able to process a text at all, it is converted into so-called tokens. Tokens are ultimately individual building blocks that make up a word or a sentence. These tokens are always the same, and each token always has a constant numerical value that represents this token. We need these tokens because the artificial neural network of the language model can only process numbers, so using raw text would not work. In the background, however, these numerical values are automatically converted for us so that we can formulate our prompts as natural language and also see the output of the model as normal text. Okay, we have now trained a model that can predict words with a high probability. Our model is also able to read our words. How can we use this to generate a whole text? When we see ChatGPT in action, we realize that the text builds up piece by piece. This is actually not for show. ChatGPT really does generate texts word by word, or as we have learned, token by token. With the large language model and on the basis of an input, we can now gradually generate a coherent text. So if we enter something like the cat as input, we probably get a word like eats as an output. In the next step, we enter the cat eats into the model again, whereupon we receive the output mice, and so on. Of course, this all happens automatically in the background. In this way, we can generate not only individual words, but also entire coherent texts. In the case of ChatGPT, the language model has been tuned so that it not only completes partial sentences, but can also generate answers to complete user questions, such as in a real conversation. Hence the name ChatGPT. The previous models could not do that, and that's what makes ChatGPT so special. Of course, this is all somewhat simplified, but that's basically it. We hope this video helped you to understand ChatGPT and language models a little bit better. We hope you enjoy prompting and see you next time. Cheers!